please give me just 1 second, and that is, don't forget. So who's going to win the race? I think it's happening faster than people think, but the amount of information, I think, has been cut off. They do not want to tell the West what they're up to. By the end of this year, we are moving in that direction. Judy Shelton, who I interviewed, on July 4th, he will issue gold-backed treasuries, 50-year gold-backed treasuries.
Andy Schectman is back, and what he reveals about this new gold wave might just blow your mind. Gold is breaking records. But this time, it's not just about shiny bars and vaults. It's entering the world of crypto, on Ethereum, on XRP, and institutions are quietly making their move. Is this the financial reset no one's talking about? Let's dive in.
Yeah, I think it's certainly maybe the escalation of a trend that's been going on for quite some time underneath the surface. You know, guys like you are the media, Paul. The media does a pathetic job, in fact, no job at all, of telling us what's really happened. Why would no one in this country even understand that since 2019, there are two Tier 1 assets, the U.S. Treasury, which has been the only Tier 1 asset as far as central banks are concerned since the end of World War II. But by the way, gold is there too now, and the central bank's buying it like it's going out of style, yet we don't hear about any of this, not only the reclassification to put something on equal footing with the Treasury, and or the massive accumulation, and or the draining of the exchanges. You know, I was working out in the club the other day. I'm watching CNBC while I'm on the elliptical machine, and gold's at all-time highs. And I watched the ticker underneath. It took 47 spins to see gold from the first time to the next time I saw Bitcoin there, 9 times between those 47 spins. So they're focusing on things like Bitcoin. They're focusing on things like the Mag 7. They're focusing on all of these things, while gold at all-time highs at over $3,300 yesterday is being ignored. Now, is that on purpose? I don't know. From my perspective, it sure feels like it is. But yeah, I think this is a trend that has been going on under the surface for quite some time. And not only that, China buys far more gold, far more than anyone, or than they tell anyone. And this has been going on forever, since the beginning of my career. So I would say those numbers are greatly understated. In fact, someone I respect a lot, Alistair McLeod, 2 years ago said he believed that they had 38,000 metric tons, then 18,000 by the people and 20 by the state. That would be 5 times more than we supposedly have. And we still haven't audited our gold Trump was talking about a couple of months ago. Yeah, the retail public has very little, if any, effect on it. I mean, yeah, look, my friend Rick Rule and I were talking the other day, and he said, Andy, that there's a 0.5% allocation from Joe and Jane six-pack to the Harvard Endowment Fund in terms of allocation to gold across the whole North American matrix. So it's a speck of dust. Here we're at 0.5%. The average over the past 40 years is 2.5%. You just go back to the average of 2.5% allocation.
Right.
That's a 5-fold increase in demand, and bang, I mean, there's nothing to get, and that's the problem. So no, the retail public is nothing as far as I'm concerned. This is being driven at a much higher level by the positioning of the sovereign wealth funds and the central banks, in my mind, almost entirely. It's a good question. I don't know who is exactly buying it, but it makes sense to me because, you know, a lot of these other items that are tokenized, it's not like, and again, I'm not as familiar with the tokenized products, maybe perhaps as you are, but if these products allow for delivery, I can understand why people would want to do that. It's not like you can take delivery of easily of farmland or of many of these tokenized assets, but you can of precious metals. And, you know, maybe there is this awakening. Maybe this line of thinking is starting to permeate, that the message that would drive someone into cryptocurrencies or into precious metals in many respects is similar. It's breaking away from the madness of our monetary policy, the irresponsibility of our fiscal policy. So these things align. And I think where things differ is that typically the person in cryptocurrencies is focused on making a profit, and the person who's interested in buying precious metals is not. They're more concerned about what's coming, and they're more concerned about preservation. Maybe this amount of unison, or this parallel line of thinking is starting to creep into the crypto space, which would be amazing as far as I'm concerned. It's what I've been trying to do for a long time. And my company will be making some unique announcements that you kind of know about in the future, very soon, in the near future, for us to continue to bridge these two these two communities. And I think it's very important. I think it's vital that these two communities join together. We are far stronger. Our message is stronger. And what we're all trying to achieve, I think, is far stronger if the crypto community and the hard asset community are not mutually exclusive of one another. But please give me just 1 second. And that is, don't forget, these ASEAN countries, most of them have expressed interest in joining BRICS. Many of them are not. But this advancement is part of China's broader strategy to bring together the Belt Road Initiative. You're talking 75% of human population and 55% of global GDP right now. And all of those countries, 150, I don't know how many plus countries, they're not part of BRICS. Now, again, you unify all of these countries under one type of new settlement system, one type of infrastructure, bypassing SWIFT, using gold. You see, they think in terms of decades. We're thinking in terms of seconds. They're playing 4D chess. We're playing checkers. You can see it doesn't have to just be BRICS. That's the hub. But they have all of the periphery that is aligned with BRICS' ideology that hasn't crossed over that Rubicon yet. But the Belt Road is a perfect example, as are these ASEAN countries, the Southeast Asian countries. 40% of global GDP that will choose their geographic partners, I believe, over the U.S. and find safety in numbers. That is the problem with what Trump is doing with tariffs. And his tariffs to the BRICS nations are not tariffs. They're sanctions. If you don't do this, Paul, I'm sanctioning you 140%. Or I'm tariffing you 140%. No, that's not a tariff. That's a threat. That's a sanction. I think it's happening faster than people think, but the amount of information, I think, has been cut off. After what the BIS did, they do not want to tell the West what they're up to until they're already done with it. I don't know. I think that you could see this happening, I don't know, by the end of this year, early 2026. I think without question, we are moving in that direction. And as a side note, you know, Judy Shelton, who I interviewed, told me, and she was Trump's nominee for the head of the Federal Reserve in 2016, said that on July 4th, 2026, he will issue gold-backed treasuries, 50-year gold-backed treasuries to start, and then smaller duration thereafter, with stable coins attached to it. Judy told me this on my interview, and I think the race to connect gold to a new system is underway. That's why we've seen the United States become net importer of gold since November, with over 60 million ounces of gold imported. There is a race and an understanding, I believe, that gold will be tied to some new monetary order. So who's going to win the race? I think the race is accelerating, and they know that. Who's going to be the first one to say we win? First to market, I think, has significant impact on future trends.
The signs are all around us. Gold, crypto, institutions, they're converging faster than anyone expected. If you found value in what Andy shared today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and press bell icon for more powerful insights. This isn't just the future of finance. It's happening right now. Stay alert, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next one.